say something. Hello and welcome to News Hour on Souq News. I am Juvi Ofiene. Despite the Naira reaching a record low of 1,348.83 per dollar on yesterday due to strong demand on the official market, there is optimism in the Central Bank of Nigeria's effort to address the forex backlog. Despite a 33.87% decline from Friday's close, marked at 891.90, and a release of an additional $500 million by the country's apex bank. This depreciation, the sixth breach of the 1,000 naira per dollar threshold, has however raised concerns, despite concerns about the inflationary pressures and impact on the household and businesses. The commitment to settling forex backlogs and implementing reforms is expected to stabilize the exchange rate, boost investor confidence, and attract foreign investment. Away from that, Nigeria's newly completed refinery, Dangote Refinery, is diversifying crude oil sources, moving from domestic reserves to importing from the United States, according to a release by the company. A recent deal securing 2 million barrels of Midland for February delivery with Trafigura Group signifies a departure from traditional procurement methods. This move showcases Nigeria's adaptability to global oil market dynamics, particularly in response to the U.S. shale revolution, as the refinery aims to its full processing capacity of 650,000 barrels per day. This shift only bolsters Nigeria's energy security, but also disrupts established trade routes. Professor Sylvester Odio-Akane of the Political Science Department of the University of Lagos also criticized the current Nigerian constitution, which he described as feeding battle federalism, which made the center too powerful at the expense of other tiers of government, and its rigidity, contraction, and complexity, and which need review. Away from that, in a bid to enhance staff
independence, so that you don't go begging to feed yourself. It's very important. I mean, if I say this, I'm not saying that you have to be materialistic. That's not the point I'm making. But independence in ways that you become self-sufficient, because that's the only way, you can also live your life meaningfully. If you are not, if you are not well, if you are unhealthy, you can't pursue goals and the rest of them. So independence is very, very important. As you will find out, I'm sure many of us here have experienced that. Nobody helps anybody. It doesn't mean there are exceptional cases, that people can come to your rescue and say, let me help you. Always we're on our own, and the social measures, which of course are embedded in the African system, traditional society, have been eroded now. The reason why you don't have a high suicide rate in Africa is because of that extended family system. If you see your cousin, even if it's 10th cousin, and you complain, you can share some of his, things with you. He will give you food, he will share clothes with you and the rest of them. So against that background, we don't commit suicide. The suicide rate in Africa is low. Self-reliance is very important, and I think that what is rampant these days is the antisocial behavior of our youth. They need to, also refocus their energy towards being self-reliant and be creative, and do things that are productive. Our country is a very great country, potentially great country. And if you've traveled to other parts of the world, you will understand why we need to build this country and create sanity zones.
Away from that, in a bid to enhance staff safety, increase productivity, and decongest the head office, Nigeria Central Bank is relocating at least 1,500 staff from its headquarters in Abuja to its Lagos office, according to the bank's governor, Olayemi Cardoso. This aligns its structure with functions, complying with building regulations and ensuring an even geographical spread of talent. Despite criticism, the bank is committed to the plan, which aims to reduce the headquarters occupancy from 4,232 to 2,733 personnel, affecting departments such as banking, supervision, and payment system management. Similarly, while some staff have already started relocating, the plan also reflects a strategic effort to restructure and improve efficiency in line with national economic goals. The West African Certificate Examination (WAEC) is pioneering a computer-based West African Senior School Certificate Examination for private candidates in Nigeria. As of January 29, 2024, 8,285 candidates have registered, signaling a positive response to the shift. Head of the National Office in Nigeria, Dr. Amos Dangote, stressed the hybrid nature of the exam, combining on-screen rendering of objective, multiple-choice questions with on-screen essay and practical questions recorded in answer booklets, as these reflect the body's commitment to educational advancement. Additionally, the participation from both gender indicates acceptance and a shift towards modern examination methods as collaboration with stakeholders, including government and security agencies, ensures credible execution. Nigeria's National Pension Commission says the industry witnessed a surge in 2023 with assets soaring by 3.36 trillion naira to reach a historic peak of 18.36 trillion naira. Key indicators including a notable 3.3% increase in retirement savings account registration to 10.19 million, Fund 2 dominated with 7.8 trillion in assets, 42.5% of total, also demonstrates varied risk appetite among contributors. Regulatory reforms such as increased minimum capital requirements drove industry growth through mergers and acquisitions. Notable was Access Holdings' acquisition of ARM Pension Managers. A professor of political science at the Lagos State University, Professor Sylvester Odion Akane, has called on Nigerian youth to be resilient and resourceful in pursuing their visions and aspirations despite glaring challenges within the system. Professor Akane gave the advice in Lagos during an exclusive interview with Souq News. Take a listen.
We're on our own, and the social nexus, which of course are embedded in the African system, traditional society, have been eroded now. The reason why you don't have a high suicide rate in Africa is because of that extended family system. If you see your cousin, even if it's 10th cousin, and you complain, you can share some of his, things with you. He will give you food, he will share clothes with you and the rest of them. So against that background, we don't commit suicide. The suicide rate in Africa is low. Self-reliance is very important, and I think that what is rampant these days is the antisocial behavior of our youth. They need to, also refocus their energy towards being self-reliant and be creative, and do things that are productive. Our country is a very great country, potentially great country. And if you've traveled to other parts of the world, you will understand why we need to build this country and create sanity zones.
The federal government of Nigeria has expressed its readiness to engage in dialogue with the military governments in Mali, Niger Republic, and Burkina Faso over the recent decision by the three countries to dump the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The three countries on Sunday announced their immediate withdrawal from the ECOWAS bloc, a decision that has spread diplomatic shockwaves across the region. Amidst the development, the Nigerian government has expressed sadness but says the country remains open to talks with the three affected countries. Nigeria has taken a stand with ECOWAS to emphasize due process and shared commitment to protect and strengthen the rights and welfare of all citizens of member states. The government of British Columbia has announced a pause of approving new colleges accepting international students until February 2026. This decision aims to set higher standards for language proficiency, labor market needs, and degree quality at private training institutions. According to them, it aligns with Canada's efforts to address the influx of international students, which has contributed to rental shortages and a 7.7% nationwide rent increase in December compared to the previous year. The government's recent move includes a 2-year cap on new international student permits, reducing intake by 35% to around 360,000 per year and limiting post-graduation work permits. Canada, with about 1 million international study permit holders, has become a favored destination due to favorable work permit policies post-education. Now in the UAE, Apex Bank says it has imposed a financial penalty of approximately $326,000 on insurance company operating in the Emirates. The sanction, equivalent to dirham 1.2 million dirham, was applied under Article 14 of the Federal Decree Law number 20 of 2018 on anti-money laundering and combating the financing of terrorism and financing of illegal organizations. The penalty stems from deficiencies in the insurance company policies and procedures as reviewed during a routine examination by the central bank. This regulatory measure reviews the bank's commitment to upholding transparency and integrity in the UAE financial system through the enforcement of relevant laws and standards within the insurance sector. Still in the UAE, Etihad Airways has unveiled plans to expand its flight offerings, now providing 27% more weekly departures than the previous summer. The airline is set to increase flights to key destinations include Jeddah and Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, Amman in Jordan, Beirut in Lebanon, Colombo in Sri Lanka, and Kolkata and Bangalore in India. The Chief Revenue and Commercial Officer, Arik Day, noted that these additions aligns with Abu Dhabi's seamless connections and growing global network. He added that the move aims to offer passengers increased flexibility in choosing their travel times and promote Abu Dhabi as a compelling stopover destination, adding that increased flights will commence on specific dates for each destination. UAE's Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Vice President, Deputy Prime Minister, Chairman of the Presidential Court, and Chairman of the Board of the Central Bank of the UAE, has initiated the inaugural cross-border payments for the UAE Central Bank's digital currency, Digital Dirham, directly with China. The transaction will amount to approximately $13.6 million held at the Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Center, utilized InBridge, a platform that facilitates international fund transfers between participating banks through central bank digital currencies and blockchain. The event also coincided with the Emirates Apex Bank 50th anniversary. About 1,056 citizens graduated from the ETHRA program, aiming to enhance Emirati representation in the financial sector. We go on a short break now, and when we return, News continues.
My name is Dr. Agility Obi.
My name is Etemere Glover.
Naomi, well done, and shout out to Souq News.
Shout out to Souq News. I want to encourage everyone to keep watching Souq News.
Shout out to Souq News, and yes, tune into them.
Keep watching Souq News. They are one in town.
Hey, we're watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News. Catch them on YouTube and all social media channels.
Hey, my name is Frank Edowo, and I'm imploring you. No, forget that. I am forcing you, coercing you to always stay tuned to Souq News for your news requirements.
Welcome. Brent crude oil prices increased by 0.3% to $82 per barrel and trading value of 82.65% per barrel at West Texas Intermediate WTI also saw a 0.4% rise to $77.09 per barrel. These followed a drop attributed to concerns over Chinese demand amid a real estate crisis and the liquidation order for China Evergrande Group. The market tension intensified due to worries about oil supply, sparked by a deadly drone attack in Jordan and escalating U.S.-Iran tensions. Recent events, including a Red Sea tanker assault and the potential impact on the Iran oil exports, contribute to the overall uncertainty. The rise in oil prices precedes an upcoming Federal Reserve rate decision, adding that the market speculation. U.S. stockpile data is expected from the American Petroleum Institute and the Energy Information Administration later this week. Toyota Motor maintains its position as the world's leading automaker for the fourth consecutive year, achieving a record-breaking annual sales figure of 11.2 million vehicles in 2023, according to reports. Despite this success, the chairman of the company, Akio Toda, has issued apologies for scandals at three group companies, including Daihatsu and Hino Motors, plagued by governance issues related to certification test procedures. The chairman expressed regrets for any inconveniences caused and emphasized the company's commitment to honesty and integrity. Toyota's global group sales saw a 7.2% increase, surpassing 10 million vehicles for 9 of the past 10 years. The company's dedication to strong sales, highlighted by a record 10.3 million parent-only vehicle sales in 2023, showing its resilience in the automotive market with a focus of hybrid technology. Elon Musk's Neuralink achieved a milestone as it implanted its first human patient with a brain chip, marking successful recovery and promising neuron spike detection. The US FDA granted clearance for Neuralink's human trial, a crucial step toward the status goal of aiding patients with paralysis and neurological conditions. The trial involves a brain-computer interface implant to enable computer control through thoughts. Neuralink's PRIME study, evaluating a wireless brain-computer interface, focuses on safety and utilizes ultra-fine threads to transmit signals in participants' brains. However, the company faces scrutiny over safety protocols, having been fined for violating transportation rules. Lawmakers have requested an SEC investigation into potential misinformation about technology safety following reports of issues with monkey implants, which Musk addressed by asserting no death and emphasizing risk mitigation in testing. The European Investment Bank, EIB, is committing $170 million to the 2038 Lucifia program aimed at mitigating the social and economic impact of lignite phase out and facilitating the transition to climate neutrality in the region, collaborating closely with the investigation bank des Landes Brandbouw ILB. The bank's investment supports initiatives in renewable energy, public transport, reskilling, municipal development, and health. Lusatia and eastern part of Brandenburg on the Poland border faces significant job losses as 13,000 lignite-related positions are set to vanish by 2030. The funding will aid the green transformation aligned with the EU's climate objective, fostering a carbon-neutral economy and providing opportunities for highly qualified jobs. Specific projects such as the conversion of the Corinth-Warshorn port into logistic hub, exemplifying the local bottom-up approach of the 2038 Lusatia program. In a move to bolster its capabilities and navigate through sluggish sales growth, WPP plc, a prominent advertising giant in the UK, has reviewed its plan to allocate an annual budget of approximately $318 million dedicated to investment in cutting-edge technologies. This investment shows the company's commitment to advancing its artificial intelligence strategy, aiming to elevate its performance and provide enhanced services to clients. As part of its financial outlook, the company anticipates that its revenue, excluding pass-through costs, will either remain stagnant or experience modest growth of 1% in the current year. Furthermore, the company's growth projection for 2023 stands at 0.9%, aligning with its previously communicated guidance. This investment signifies the company's approach to staying at the forefront of technological innovation in the advertising industry. Netflix co-founder and executive chair Reed Hastings has donated 2 million shares of Netflix stock valued at over $1.1 billion to the Silicon Valley Community Foundation. This contribution, reviewed in a recent SEC filing, constitutes around 40% of Hastings' Netflix holdings. The donation aligns with Netflix shares reaching a 2-year high at $575.79, showing nearly a 1% increase. Beyond its impact, executives benefit from such stock donations due to significant tax advantages, generating deductions against current income and avoiding capital gains tax. Hastings, with a net worth of $6.6 billion, has an history of supporting educational institutions, particularly historically black colleges and universities. Stepping down from his co-CEO position at Netflix a year ago, Hastings remains a notable figure in the company. We go on another break, and when we return, with entertainment news comes up.
My name is Olatunji Shotimiri. I'm a performing artist and, television radio presenter and a university lecturer, Unilag. Keep watching Souq News.
Hello everyone, my name is Kenny Black, Africa's finest music comedian, and you're watching Souq News. If you're not watching Souq News, I pity you, but keep watching Souq News.
Hello everyone, my name is Timida Kolo, and you're watching Souq News. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Wisdom Oluwaseun Okoko, co-founder Orbit Africa Properties. I'm live at Souq News. Guys, keep watching Souq News. For everything that concerns business, economy, politics, news, Souq News is your station.
Welcome. Now onto the entertainment scene. Since Whiskey debuted and reached the summit of the Billboard Hot 100 courtesy of his appearance on Drake's Hot One Dance, more Nigerian stars have appeared on the chart. Hitmaker Davido and Afrobeat star Loje became the latest Nigerian artist to debut on the Billboard Hot 100 after sensational their collaboration with the American singer Chris Brown debuted at number 96. Sensational is one of the lead singles released ahead of Chris Brown's 2023 album 1111 and is debuted on the Hot Billboard 100 chart, which comes after it spent several weeks on the bubbling Hot 100. Davido is making his debut on the Billboard Hot 100 hours after shutting down the O2 Arena for the third as part of the Stops for the Timeless concert. Davido and Loje now join Wizkid, CK, Fireboy, Burna Boy, Terms, and Rema as Nigerians to have appeared on the Billboard 100. Zlatan has made a name for himself as one of the rappers domesticating hip-hop in Nigeria through an infusion of indigenous elements. The hitmaker has announced that his highly anticipated single featuring Ashake will be released on February 2nd, 2023. The rapper has teased the song on his social media on several occasions to the excitement of fans who are eager to hear both artists on a song. Zlatan recently excited fans with the dazzling verse on Wizkid IDK of his recent EP S2. The song has become a favorite among listeners, and Zlatan's verse was praised for its impressive lyricism and delivery. Ashake kicked off his 2024 with a single, Only Me, which he released on his birthday. The song comes off the back of his appearance alongside Gunna on Sal's hit single, Happiness, and with the incoming collaboration with Zlatan, Ashake will be aiming to extend his hit-making run. Zlatan dropped the Omo Ologo EP in 2023, and his collaboration with Ashake is expected to be the first of other singles that will precede his new project. With that, we call it a wrap on the news on the hour. I am Juvi Ufiene. Many thanks for watching.